So, here we are, Madagascar, finally. I said the orphanage was probably the best map to do it on, but I think I might have been wrong because holy fuck, this map is huge. It is ridiculous. It took me multiple days of filming to get all the footage I needed because there was so much, there's so much landmass to drive on. Uh, yeah, all the animals outside the scene are obviously uninteractable, but it's a big area. Uh, the methods again were just removing the death region. It took a bit longer because even after I removed all the death regions, Nate would still die whenever I either drove or just jumped off the cliff. There's actually a separate script that tells the game whether or not to kill the player if they're in a jeep and they drive off the cliff. So I just completely disabled that, and now I can fall from any height and survive completely. It's quite ridiculous how far you can fall, and the jeep just bounces and is like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, the landmass around Madagascar is quite big. It's not quite as big as you'd hope, but it's bigger than you'd think. I was convinced that, this ground would be horribly uneven and you couldn't drive on any of it, but, I mean, as you can see, I can get out and walk around, and even a lot of these rocks have collision. More than likely because these were just areas that they built for your truck to crash into when you drove off a cliff. They were never intended for you to be actually down here driving around. But they still work. As you can see here, I think I'm about to drive off the cliff. And the whole area outside of this is hollow. It has no collision, you just fall straight through it. A lot of the bigger expanses in the background are just window dressing, they're not actually there. And as you can see, we just get stuck. And if you jump off, Nate gets compacted into a small cube, and he dies instantly. So I'm going to leave you with one more attempt, and then soon after that, I'm going to talk to you about the bridge sequence.
Around the volcano, abandoned outposts, a handful of watchtowers.
Watchtowers?
Avery was the most wanted man in the world, so if he was hiding something out here, it makes sense he'd need lookouts.
One of those towers is right on the volcano.
With Avery's treasure.
Fingers crossed.
Speaking of soon, here we are again. This is the bridge scene. A bit of an unintended side effect I had was that I inadvertently ended up messing up some of the triggers for level progression. Here I am driving off the edge, surviving. I ended up removing some of the triggers for the voice acting when going over the bridge, and that actually is enough to be a complete progress blocker. There's a section coming up quite soon that you can see as a result of that. Here's the waterfall again, falling off and surviving. The tower sequence where you winch your car up has a low LOD, which is low level of detail version, which is horribly textured and badly modelled, but it's only to be viewed from a distance. But because the game still thinks that I haven't even crossed that initial bridge yet, it still uses that model, which, as you can see here, looks, yeah, I mean, things are multicolored, it's fucking hideous, but that's what a lot of these areas look like. And of course it has no collision whatsoever, so you just fall straight through it. That's the only area I managed to get an LOD version of, but it just gives you an idea of what's loaded in the background that you usually are completely unable to see. And yeah, here's the proper full LOD version of it. But I'm afraid that's it from me, so I hope you enjoy the following full exploration of Madagascar.
Just imagine, you've come here, a well-to-do pirate far away from your oppressive government.
Oh, poor oppressed pirates. All they wanted to do was murder and pillage in peace.
No, they wanted to live as free men.
Well, if you're gonna pick a place to run away from society, you could do a lot worse than here.
It's taken forever to get to this volcano.
Patience, Victor, patience. Do you know how those pirates got here? They had to start in England, sail to Brazil, then cut back across the Atlantic to South Africa.
Sam.
And they figured all that out with paper, charts, and by looking at the stars.
Hey, you're describing sailing to a former squid.
The point is, we got it pretty easy.
Yeah? Well, it's still taking a long time.
I'll be right back.
Bring me back something shiny.
Hey, don't forget about it. Gentlemen.
Hey, Sam. If you don't mind me asking, how'd you pass the time in prison?
You know, reading, mostly. There was this one guard saw me as a charity case, I guess. He'd check out books from the library for me.
What would you read?
History, especially anything related to Avery and other pirates. Just in case, you know.
Sure.
But, you know, besides books, push-ups, smoking, trying to stay out of fights between rival gangs, it's a whole lot of thinking. Pretty much it.
Sam, if you had a guard doing you favors, why didn't you use him to get word to us?
Oh, I tried. I asked him to mail a letter to your P.O. box.
I never got it.
That would be because the warden saw it. I got busted up pretty bad and never saw that guard again.
Jesus.
I got my own back when the warden decided to room me with Alcazar. That didn't turn out how he expected.
You know, come to think of it, I actually dealt with Alcazar a few decades ago, even before I met you two.
Oh, shit. How are you still alive?
Well, he wasn't quite the man he is today. Still working his way up the criminal ladder then. I sold his boss a few woodcut prints I'd smuggled out of Japan. He was into shoguns and such. Alcazar was the go-between.
What was he like?
Soft-spoken but intense, like you could explode at the slightest provocation.
Well, he hasn't changed much then, has he?
I got my money and got the hell out of there.
So, pirate walks into a bar,
Okay, here we go.
and he's got the steering wheel sticking out of his crotch.
All right.
So the bartender goes, "Hey, man, what's with the wheel?" And the pirate says back, "Ah, he's driving me nuts."
Don't make me leave you out here.
ain't got no auto club out here, Nathan.
This thing come with airbags? Or parachutes?
No, sorry. Experiencing a little turbulence.
Holy shit!
Ah, damn.
Check it out, boys.
What is it?
Hey guys, there's another tower just over the hill.
See any shoreline mercs?
Can't tell. Well, it would appear we got here first.
Let's check the place out and keep moving. Let's check the place out and keep moving.
I think I bruised something.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Sorry. Good car. Don't die. Don't die on me. Geronimo! Sorry. Good car. Don't die. Don't die on me.
Holy shit!
I meant to do that!
shit!
Drawbridge. How medieval.
Yeah. Well, you don't put up a drawbridge unless you're trying to keep people out.
Or protect something inside.
Whoa! Geronimo!
Now I'm definitely awake.
I meant to do that!
Hey, careful, kid. This thing come with airbags? Or parachutes? Holy shit!
Now, not to nitpick, but Avery spent all that money on towers. Would it have killed him to put a guardrail up here?
I meant to do that! No, sorry. Experiencing a little turbulence. Ah!
I think I bruised something.
Ow, hey! Slip and slide. Hang on! Ah, damn! I got you!
Hold on tight, kid!
I got you! Ah. Come on, come on!
You okay?
I've been better!
Get us out of this, kid!
All right, hang on!
Hail Mary, full of grace, our Lord is with thee. Blessed are thee among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb.
Easy, kid. Easy.
Come on, you guys are overreacting. Get the whole thing under control. Hold on to something. Hold on to something. That was a nice change of pace.
Yeah, I'm almost disappointed. Almost.
definitely awake. Holy shit!
Geronimo!
Now I'm definitely awake.
Come on, Nathan. Let's get inside that tower.